Did you guys hear about the Afghan national that was arrested
Sure did.
for being a terrorist randomly? And guess what? Residing in Oklahoma City, he was arrested last Monday by the FBI for allegedly planning an election day terrorist attack in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, right
and guess what? You're never gonna guess. He previously worked as a security guard for guess who?
No.
The CIA
Nah.
in Afghanistan.
But-
So a terrorist, right?
But Afghani CIA contractors are usually so chill about everything.
Yeah, they're
Or
really
never
nice.
cause problems.
So guys,
for
let
us.
that sink in. This guy was trying to bomb, shoot, blow up AK-47s on election day. I don't know where. It wasn't specified in the report. But remember what we've been saying. They're here. The terrorists are here. They're going to do something soon. I still believe that's going to happen. But this guy's name, let me give his name like it matters. Nasir Ahmad Tawhedi. He came here. He came here 3 years ago in 2021. You know when that was? Right around the time? 1 month after Biden's botched Afghanistan withdrawal. Remember, all the left was like, at least he got us out of a war. Trump, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you're going to feel the wrath of this jerk. And here's a crazy idea. I don't know if you guys, how about we don't let, me and Jake talked about this, how about not letting anybody into our country from a country that we've been bombing and killing everybody for 20 years?
That makes too much sense.
Is that too much for me?
It is
Is that
too
going
much.
on a, you know when people say, am I going out on a limb? That's the strongest limb to go on. And remember when Trump was trying to ban travel from all these
It's a
places?
Muslim ban.
Exactly.
He's just banning Muslims.
Yeah, it's
you
a
racist
Muslim.
bigot.
Yeah, no, Muslim. Maybe these people have a grudge against us because guess what? I would, especially because the reason that we came there was BS, lies, weapons of fake mass destruction. But back to this guy. Tawhidi was reportedly inspired by guess who? You'll never guess. ISIS inspired him. Trump wiped out ISIS. They're making a comeback like bell-bottom jeans. And by the way, his juvenile accomplice, his brother-in-law, juvenile, underage, planned to target large gatherings of people with AK-47s and who knows what else. He'd been communicating with individuals he believed were linked to ISIS while liquidating his family's assets in preparation for the attack. He also arranged for his family to return to Afghanistan before the planned event. Bro, look how much it takes for the FBI to find out. Liquidating assets, trying to move the whole family back to Afghanistan. Both Tawhidi and his accomplice intended to die as martyrs during the attack. And speaking of his family, and Jake, I can't wait to see all you guys' responses. Here's a video of a reporter, Zach Rail, from Channel 5, Oklahoma City, trying to ask the alleged terrorist family about the charges. Play this clip. Could you imagine that's in your name? Look at, bro, watch. This looks almost comical. Is the volume up, Jake?
Excuse me, do you have anything to say about the charges?
Yeah. That's what we have to say. What? Bro, look at them. Rob, this imagine your neighbors.
Look. At all?
What?
Dude,
Wait, was that a Muslim woman driving?
There's
That's
a Muslim
incredibly
woman driving, which doesn't
forward-thinking.
make sense. Bro, look at that. Like, and I'm not disrespecting their culture or whatever, but bro,
Where are the rocks?
what is going on? Like, bro, yeah, brother, and Jake, one of the terrorist neighbors said they've always been a little strange, a little off, but it was never call the police weird. All right, they were just kind of standoffish. You'd come out and they wouldn't be warm to you or kind of cold. By the way, I'm going to say something as a Middle Eastern. There's red flags that, you know, because some people are like, I believe sometimes racism, if it saves lives, you have to be racist. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is coming from a Middle Eastern. San Bernardino, mass shooting in California. The guy was building bombs in the garage. The neighbors were like, it was what the hell, weird. And the FBI comes and the local news and interviews them. And they go like this, Rob. They go, hey, this guy was building bombs and you guys saw like people in turbans. Why did you call the police? And the lady goes, well, I didn't want to, seem racist. It's like, this is your time to shine, Karen. You've been waiting to be racist for all these years. Muhammad is in there building bombs. Call 911. Guys, I'm Middle Eastern. If my mom has too many Amazon packages at the house, I'm calling 911. I'm going to call the FBI. I don't trust her.
So sort of recontextualizes the whole thing they've told us for all of history was, one of the worst things our country ever did. World War II. We're at war with Japan.
Yeah.
They start detaining Japanese citizens until they can figure out what's going on.
Internment camps, right?
Doesn't that kind of make sense a little bit? It's not a nice thing.
No.
It's not a pleasant thing, but you do see why somebody might be able to make the case for it being a necessary thing.
Yeah. And
post 9/11, our country did not begin detaining Muslim citizens, but in fact started running anti-Islamophobia campaigns. Doesn't that kind of seem nuts to you?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. At the same token, it's like, by the way, you don't think those two women, I don't know who they are, but they were dressed in the full freaking ninja garb.
Hijab.
Bro, hijab. Like, you don't think that they knew what these two were doing? Are you crazy? Why are they just walking around, bro? Detain them, and it's question time. Almost like Osama bin Laden. You know, the guy that was behind 9/11, so to speak. You mean to tell me that guy is in charge of the whole thing, and you fly all of his family out? I think Rob reported on this to Germany and Ramstein, and no, what are we even talking about, bro? So the Biden-Harris administration let this terrorist into the country, guys, on a special immigration visa with no proper vetting. Here's a clip of senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich grilling my favorite, Alejandro Mayorkas, the rat, on the situation, and he refuses to answer. Jake, please play this clip so I can get upset.
Mr. Secretary, it's Jackie Heinrich from Fox. I want to ask you about a different story. This Afghan national who was working for the CIA in Afghanistan was arrested for planning an election day terror plot. He was brought to the U.S. after Afghanistan collapsed. Your agency says as part of the SIV program. The State Department is telling us he was not part of the SIV program, which had strenuous vetting. They say he was never issued an SIV or immigrant visa, and DHS paroled him into the U.S. They further expect the court document to be updated to reflect this from the DOJ side. So, Mr. Secretary, how was this man brought into the U.S.? What screening did he undergo? What did he apply for to get here?
Jackie, I'm here in North Carolina communicating with the individuals who are still conducting search and rescue operations. Over 200 people have lost their lives in Hurricane Helene. We have reports that at least 10 individuals have lost their lives as a result of Hurricane Milton. I'd be very pleased to answer your question in a different setting, but we're here to talk about emergencies and the support
that is an emergency
deliver to people in desperate need. Thank you.
That, Mr. Secretary, but we're getting conflicting answers from your agency and from the State Department about a man who was arrested for an election day terror plot. How do you not have those answers prepared?
Oh, Jackie, that's not what I said. What I said is I'd be pleased to discuss this issue at a different time, but I am here to speak about disasters that have impacted people's lives in real time, and that is a subject that I'm addressing today.
Mr. Secretary, can you assure people that appropriate steps have been taken to secure the country against these kinds of threats? Because the outstanding question is whether this man was radicalized before the U.S. government brought him here or afterward. And people should be concerned about that.
Jackie, your persistence in questioning can be matched by my persistence in answers.
What an ass. I don't want to cuss because we're in the first 8 minutes. What a, like, bro, incompetence beyond belief, bro. Gross negligence. That guy is the reason, he's the main reason with Biden and Kamala Harris that all these people are in this country, why the border is completely wide open, why the crime is up, why all these people are getting flown into all these swing states and battleground states. It's unbelievable.
How dare you say that about the grandson of a Holocaust survivor?
Yeah, I'm
dude,
pretty sure that was coming.
I'm really determined to now do like a deep dive in his background because he's like proudly and confidently arrogant about just denying us answers to important things.
Exactly. Brendan, please do, because I was watching him with Ted Cruz talking about the border. He didn't answer, and he has this smirk. Right? He has a smirk.
Yeah.
This scumbag has a smirk that drives me bananas because he knows he's untouchable.
Right.
He can do whatever he wants, and nothing happens to this guy. Umberto,
yeah.
Nothing. The people that are getting murdered, those young girls that have been raped and murdered in this freaking country, and this guy just sits there with a grin because his marching order is let everybody in here because it's a turnstile. The border's a turnstile for underage child sex trafficking, for drugs, for fentanyl, for votes, and now there's terrorists. Because I'm telling you guys, don't sleep. Okay, we have 2 weeks. I was saying this to me and Jake had this conversation this morning. I'm like, Jake, I feel in my heart of hearts, if I had to guess, their thing, because now the numbers are starting to show. Kamala is, the honeymoon is over. That Kamala BS honeymoon is over, and people are like, oh my God, she's Nobody. She knows nothing. She has no policy. We don't want it. Obama yesterday was in Pittsburgh talking to college kids going, hey, to black people going, hey, well, the brothers, he said it, the brothers ain't feeling for her like how they felt for me. Why? Because she's black, we have to be enthused. She has no substance. She's nothing. People are tired of this BS rhetoric. All right, and it gets me sick and tired. And by the way, I think Alejandro Mayorkas is my #1. I do not like this human being. And then, by the way, Karine Jean-Pierre.
Allegedly human being.
Yeah, exactly. This is, by the way, they never have answers. This chick could talk for hours about nonsense with her thick-ass book with no answers. But right now, she's asked about the situation, and guess what? No comment. Play this one, Jake.
NBC is reporting that he was a security guard for the CIA before he came to the U.S. and that he passed 2 rounds of vetting. Does the administration believe there was adequate vetting?
So what I can say is I cannot comment on this directly because it is an active investigation. As you know, that the Department of Justice is currently moving forward with, so I'm going to be really careful. What I can say is every Afghan national who entered the U.S. was screened and vetted by intelligence, law enforcement, counterterrorism professionals, and with every new information that emerges, if that individual could pose a threat to public safety, we take immediate action, and we take that action. And so I'm going to be not going to speak to this particular case, but I can speak more broadly, and that's the actions that we normally take.
Yeah, you can shut it off, Jake. I don't want to hear it.
No, but can I tell you something? Donald Trump is the biggest threat to democracy. The biggest threat. When a guy wants to grab an AK-47 and go shoot people that are trying to vote, that's not the biggest threat to democracy.
You tell me it's not.
You tell me. I don't understand.
Isn't that unbelievable?
You can't act like they're actually. They're not talking about democracy when they say that, though. They're talking about their special system that they set up. Like, they're not talking about what the actual definition of democracy is.
But Brandon, if this guy was a Christian, they will parade him.
Oh,
they will parade him everywhere.
That's a threat to what they want to do.
You see, my friend, we must shoot up the polling place because Kamala Harris does not wear hijab.
You know why this happens? Because they're tyrants. Tyrants, they respect their enemies and they love their counterparts. But when you have rivals, I mean, people that could actually make it to positions of power, people that go to universities, that pay taxes, that could actually take them out of office, they go with the full force of the law. This is embarrassing.
And because I'm going to move on to the next story, guys, and I'm sorry I'm going fast and furious, and I'm sorry that I'm fired up because I've been saying it forever. Something bad is going to happen. This is one guy that they caught, guys. I'm really sorry. I know I'm getting loud. This is one guy that they caught, okay? And like, look, this hurricane couldn't have come at a better time for the left. If you really want to think about it, COVID in 2020, now 2024, weird, election, 2 weeks before the election, this storm came right up in North Carolina, Georgia, all these freaking states. How are they going to vote? What are they going to vote? I know they just passed something where 10-day early voting, North Carolina. It's going to be an absolute shit show. Sorry for my language. But, guys, and I'm telling you right now, if I had to call it, what happens, and Connor, really, really quick, if a terrorist attack happens on Election Day at a swing state polling center, something big, will it delay the voting? Could it actually halt voting?
I mean, they'd have to take some sort of security measure if there's a threat to it. I mean, we've talked about that for months. And that's why, this guy planning an election day attack is so dangerous.
And what I'm saying is if they actually pull one off, because there's one guy that we caught, because there's thousands that are in the country, I believe there's thousands of terrorists. The guy that walked in here that was like, soon you will know my name. That guy's still here. That guy's still here. And if this jerk, ISIS wannabe, was going to freaking shoot up, bro, they were going to kill a lot of people on election. Where? Hundreds, maybe thousands. He had clips and everything. If they do that at a polling station, this is the same as that episode on House of Cards. They stop the voting because people aren't going to go voting. Like, we have to halt it. I'm telling you right now, that's my assumption for these freaking demons.